When I first got into video, it was never about the money, ever, at any point. It was just something I used to watch people do on YouTube, and I thought, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. I'd love to give it a go myself. But over time, it kind of developed and ended up turning into this thing that I now do for a living. So I want to share with you exactly how that happened, because it didn't happen by design, it happened by accident. And there are a few things now that I probably would do differently if I was to go out and deliberately start turning my creative passion into a business. So I'm going to give you all the pitfalls, all the ups and downs that I went through, and sort of explain how this happened for me. Every passion project starts in exactly the same way. You're doing it just for the love of it. There's no invoices, there's no deadlines, you haven't got to answer to anyone. You're just doing it for the crack, and that's the best part about it. There's just no pressure at all when it's just a hobby. You see, turning your passion into a business is not how it seems. People can get it a bit twisted and think that people are doing this overnight. It definitely isn't effortless. There's a lot that goes into transitioning it from a hobby to a business, and I'm still in that process. I'm only 6 months in, but it's going well. But there's still a lot of things I've got to learn, and by documenting it, hopefully you're going to get to see a lot of that process. The reality is, it's a lot messier than you actually think. Like, to start off with, you're just working day and night. I mean, I work probably sometimes like 17-18 hour days, and I have to do that because I have to film in the day, I have to edit at night, and if I'm not editing at night, I'm on the internet looking for new sales opportunities, business opportunities, working on my Google ads, working on my website, working on my socials. There's like a million things that you've got to do in order to put everything into place. And the biggest struggle of all is managing your time. That's the hardest bit. If you're starting from scratch, my advice would be to get started now whilst you're still working full-time in another job. So what you want to be doing is starting to at least build some kind of online presence. If that means you have to go and do jobs for free for the next 6 months, I don't care. Like, that's what I did. I worked for 6 months solid before I got my first paid job, and I didn't even ask for any money. They just had the video back, really liked it, and decided they wanted to give me some money. And it was only actually then when I realised, hang on a minute, I can make money from doing this. So my advice would be set up some social media channels and just get out there. Now, the thing you need to figure out before you start your socials is, what is your niche? And who are your customers? We call it an avatar. Who is the avatar? What kind of people are going to need your service, and what problem are you going to solve for them? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself first. And if you can answer those questions, you've got a starting block for knowing who you're going to go after and who you're going to target with your business. So you're kind of getting a head start at where I was at, because I hadn't got a clue. I just wanted to work with people initially that wanted free videos. They ended up being my ideal customer also as well, because I wanted to work with people who were maybe on more of a budget, because I didn't have the confidence to go and chase the big jobs. So work out what your USP is, your unique selling point, and then go from there. I tell you what, the biggest thing about running your own business that no one really talks about, it's not even the difficult part of actually getting the money in. It's the amount of money that has to go out. Just like, you've got to have your public liability insurance, employer's liability. If you've got other people working for you, you've got to have insurance for your gear. You've got to have insurance for your vehicle. You've got a business insurance for that. Then you've got to have some kind of life or health insurance as well, because if you're off sick, you're not earning any money. So there's so many things that you don't really think about when first starting, because you're just going from a hobby to a business. You don't think about having to pay for all these extra things. Like, the biggest expense to me at the moment is fuel. But I'm lucky that my biggest client, I work with them probably 80% of the time, which has allowed me to grow the business outside and have other people work for me. But they provide me with a vehicle and a fuel card now. So that has helped me out a lot. But to begin with, my God, was I spending some money on fuel. It was outrageous, the amount of money that was going out just on diesel. So it's a difficult one, but if you can persevere and get through it, it's really rewarding, because it's something that you've built yourself. At some point as well, you're going to hit this wall where it just becomes virtually impossible to do everything yourself. Now, I've hit this wall way earlier into my journey as a business owner, way earlier than I ever thought I would. I've now got 2 other people that work with me on different sites. They go out and do different work for me. I've got 2 people that do my weddings for me, because I still do the weddings. So I do some of the weddings myself, but I have other people do them as well, so I have to pay them, which means I have to make sure I'm paid by customers, so I can pay them. So cash flow is something I have to start thinking about. But the whole needle completely shifts as soon as you get to the point where you go, I can't physically do any more work myself. I'm gonna have to start involving other people. Then it becomes a totally different ball game. But I am proof that you can take your skill or your hobby or whatever it is that you might have ideas of turning into a business, and you can do it. Now, how long did it take me? I started making videos about 10 years ago. I'm not saying it's going to take you 10 years. I started making money from it after about 2 years. And then 2 years in, I just decided it was always going to be something that I did on the side. So it was a really nice second earner. I paid my tax on it, etc. But I always worked a full-time job. And it was only as of January this year, when I found this company to work with, I then was in a position where I could go full-time self-employed. But like I say, it's taken me a long time to get to that. And I think more than anything, it's probably just down to confidence. I don't think I was confident enough to just set up and say, I now work for myself, because I was always so used to having that regular income coming in from big companies I work for, and just knowing that the money was always going to be there until COVID hit, and then until my redundancy at a place I was working at before. Until then, I didn't really think that I was ever going to do it. And it was only when I just come to the end of my tether with my last job that I just thought, do you know what? I'm 40 this year. If I don't start now, I'm never going to do it. So I'm really glad that the situation kind of panned out how it did. It was a blessing in disguise, and it turned out to be a really great thing, or at least it has been so far. But obviously there's still a long way to go. The thing is, I should have known that I could do this, because my job for years was working in corporate marketing. And then for many years after that, I was actually working as a consultant, where I'd go in, look at people's sales process and marketing channels, and then actually help them generate new business by putting plans together for them. And in fact, that's something I've just started doing, and I am now offering some one-to-one mentorships, and I'm also going to be creating a WhatsApp chat as well, where you can get involved in there, ask any questions, and I'll feed information into it all the time. So if that's something you sound like you might be interested in, just click on the link in the description. It'll take you to it, and see what you think. With my content as well going forward, I want to start putting out more content that's free, of course, but also informative and help you guys in your journey if possible. So if you've got any questions about anything that I've discussed in this video today, then just leave it in the comment section. I'll happily answer it for you and start putting these together. The mentorship is only for people who are super serious about turning it into a business. Everyone else who's just starting out, just watch the YouTube videos. They will really help, I think, and hopefully. So let me know in the comments section if you've got any questions at all. Maybe you're considering starting something of your own, but you're not sure where to begin. Maybe there's something in particular you're struggling with. Just get in touch. But if you like this video and it helped in any way, shape or form, just give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more. Peace.